Okay, so I have to call to order officially at
7:07.
7:07. We are now in our meeting. We're going to call to order. So, what do we need to do here?
We have no public.
No public input.
Minutes.
Okay, so on to this.
It's on the back, guys. It's double-sided.
Okay, wait a
There you
minute. I
go.
know something's there.
Yeah.
I know it's there.
Yeah.
Very good,
Double-sided.
very good.
I read it earlier, so
I would like to make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
Of which night?
and I
There's
second.
April 12th.
Okay, we get to the inventory.
You can't, you weren't here.
We can't vote, you weren't there.
I know, I still won't look at
Okay, this was the special meeting.
No.
9 in the morning, April 12th was.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Gosh, that was a long time ago.
We didn't have enough people to approve this one the last time.
Right. Who had
Will
attended?
somebody second it?
I'll second it.
All in favor? You're supposed to.
I wrote it.
You weren't there.
Well, I
All in
wasn't there.
favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve, myself, Joan, and Bill. Can 2 out of 3 approve them?
You have to have 3 people present.
Well, we'll forget those.
Approve,
We can't approve it.
approve. The minutes we just approved.
No,
No, the
May
next
3rd.
minutes, May 3rd, because only you, Joan, and I were here.
Okay.
Well, it's the majority of the people there.
Right, so you and I make a majority,
I make a motion, we approve those minutes.
and I second.
All in
Because 2
favor?
out of 3.
Aye.
Yeah,
Aye.
yeah.
So it should be all right.
Yeah, okay,
There were only 3
They're
people
approved.
there. All right,
okay.
Good.
Financial report,
So, motion was made to approve the May 3rd minutes by Bill M. and seconded by,
Bill K. Both were done that way.
okay. Motion carried.
Financial report, you've seen everything.
Several times.
Just a reminder that our balance in the operating account is $63,7942. And in the trustees account is $85,1646.
I need a motion.
I would make a motion, being intimately involved with this today, that we approve the April and May reconciliations and registers as reported by the treasurer.
Boy, I'll second that.
Work, Bill.
And you guys have to agree since you already signed them.
We're very agreeable tonight. Notice that? We vote, we can go for that. We vote
No,
on
you
it.
have to, on what we just said.
So a motion was made by Rich Leonard to accept the
Financial
financial
report,
reports, and it was
right.
seconded by Bill Mayer.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed.
Okay.
I think we got this up
Oh, right
Yeah,
here.
we're
No,
zipping
you're
along-
fine, you're
We're
fine.
zooming along here.
there. Okay, now it's you.
It's me, director's report.
I was looking.
Okay, here's the programming, and this is the way I'm going to start giving it to you, because it makes a lot more sense. You can see how many sessions we had of each group. This is page 13.
Where?
Page
Got it,
13?
got it, got it.
Okay, hold on, I'm not there yet.
Okay,
I went to 15, I'm back.
I'm on 13,
all righty.
go.
It shows you how many sessions we had of each things, each of the classes, and then the attendance in each of those. And it's broken down by children and adult. And I do it this way because that's the way the state survey is going to want it, so it's a lot easier. And then you can see right here, you know, how things are going. One of the things I wanted to note was like the cubelets. I've been getting these things from the state library. makers play items and that kind of thing. I attended a workshop on all the different ones and how to use them and whatever. And what we are finding is like the mag formers, which is kind of open-ended. I mean, the kids played with them for hours and hours. The cubelets, which were really cool, it was a design your own robot. And one cube was light sensitive, another one moved, another one, thought, and you could put them together in different ways and then make robots that responded to their environment.
You finally got them going?
I think you're talking about the Ozabots.
Okay.
I had Ozabots a couple of months ago, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yep, this is something different, and it was a lot of fun, but literally, it was so limited that, and we would say to the kids, design your own robot. Yeah, well, and I go, look, here, and I mean, honestly, we got no reaction. They put it together, and they went, well, yeah, and then I'd come back, and it's in the box. They were done with it, and so I actually kind of reported that to the state library, and they agreed that some of these things are a little limited and whatever, but it's still neat to have them. Yeah, I mean, I played with it. I put them together, and it was fun. But I'm loving being able to bring these things in, see how they go, because we're like, oh my God, we totally need to buy those magniformers, because it's like the response was just tremendous, so it's a really good idea that you can bring these things in, expose kids to them, and then, decide whether you might want to buy them or not.
So Kathy, quick question, the 3 represents?
Literally, those are the number of children who
Participants.
interacted with them. We just couldn't. Some kids would just flat out turn us down. See, I didn't offer a class with this one. We had offered several programs with the Ozabots, and I used them in a lot of different things, which is why a lot of kids use those. This one, to tell you the truth, I really thought design your own robot, just ask at the desk, we would get a good response, and we didn't. It was interesting. We would have had certainly more if I'd offered a class, but we didn't go that route with this one.
Is this something you're going to reevaluate to maybe do again, or is this just a one-shot?
I'll tell you something, it was a one-shot deal, I would never bring them back. They're just not enough cubes. It's just not, if you had 30 cubes, so you could make really intricate, robots that did really neat things. I mean, you put the 6 cubes together and it moves towards your hand, you go like that, and it moves away. Okay, I did that. Now what?
Okay, yeah.
Now what?
Put it in the box.
That's what they did. At least they put it in the box for me.
That's true.
So it means that literally only sad, but whatever. Now, but I did want to tell you the 1,000 books before kindergarten. I'm loving that program. The parents are loving that program. The kids are loving that program. They bring me their sheets when they've hit another 100. We do a big fanfare. They get their prize. We, make a big thing about it. And we had this book bag decorating party, and it was phenomenal. I mean, I just can't rave enough about it. We did so many fun things. The parents loved it. The kids were, they were just ecstatic. We just did, hula hoop dances, and we did a ceremony where we called their names, and we're just, making a big thing that they are super readers, and it's working. The parents are talking about
The
this.
book bag decorating party was like a culmination?
Well, no, what it is because they're all at different levels. I've got one kid who's read 800 books since January. Because remember, they're little books and, whatever. But, yes, it is a lot of books even so. And this one, I said, anybody who has read at least 300 books can attend this. And we sent out emails to the people who had 200 books. And we said, if you finished up and you got to 300, you could attend this party. And the one mother said that her daughter in the 1st grade was like, holy cow, come on, we gotta get it so he can go. And she sat there and read books to her little brother so that he could attend the party. And then, of course, we just had so much fun with the food and everything else. So, no, and we will have them scattered. A lot of people who had read 300 couldn't make it that day. So we'll do that periodically, and then we'll have other big milestones, right,
You know something I see missing from this?
What?
The number of adults.
Right here,
Down below.
down below. In this particular
No,
thing,
no,
this
in-
was a children's
in these
program.
But you,
Oh, you mean the
you're
parents
bringing
there,
in the
okay.
parents.
Yes.
100,000 books from kindergarten, I think, should be 22/10/5.
It's counting the adults, this particular number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
You're
is.
counting the adults.
And the
Okay,
thing is,
fine.
that's what,
I got
yeah,
it.
but that's what is odd about the state survey, which is why I'm setting them up this way. We have family programs. Like when I did the edible book fair, I counted the number of kids and then I counted the number of adults. I mean, come on, I'm too busy to be doing stuff like that. And it's so odd that they listed, that there are no family programs listed. So for the, I mean, like story time, same thing,
Mhm.
it
Okay,
counts the parents,
okay,
and that's
okay,
what.
fine.
All right, so then the only other thing is, we had the raised bed gardening. I brought 20 people in, that was great. We finished up a lot of our art classes in May. We finished up. We're gonna take a break through the summer because we're finding as the weather gets better, we're having fewer people attend. So that's the programming, and I'm happy with it. This month we won't have as much. We're starting to dwindle a little bit so that we can concentrate on the summer reading program, which is coming up. On the back of this, you have this,
Color Me Calm was canceled just because of no
listen,
interest.
some libraries, they go, oh, adult coloring, my God, it's huge. No, not here,
Okay,
not here.
that's,
Well,
Whatever.
Every town is different.
Yeah, we'll
We try
continue
it.
trying, we'll
we try
continue
it.
trying.
We try it.
We've got them that they can check out here. We're thinking that that would help. When we do some kids' movies in the future, we're going to have the other room set aside for adult coloring. Whatever. But that's why I canceled it, because it was, nobody had responded. We did it before, it was fun. The people who were there had fun, but they didn't come back. It's hard, you
They
know.
went and bought their own coloring books, now they have.
They might have. You know, evenings are hard. We're gonna try different times. So these are our statistics. It looks dire with these things going down, but remember that's simply because, our numbers on the left here aren't very high. It's not too concerning to me. For one thing, the days were very nice. In May, I think that has something to do with it. The other thing that has a lot to do with it is that the school is really offering more after-school programs than they have in the past. And it used to be that we had all the after-school programs. And now, the kids are involved in school things, and even if I set something up, they're like, oh, well, I've got drama, oh, I've got, quilting, I've got this, I've got that. So,
We've seen the same thing. It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
You're
A lot
seeing the
of-
same
a lot
thing,
of
yes.
kids are over there, and then, scout leaders will bring them and drop them off if the parents aren't there, because, they're with us the rest of the time. But we have a lot of kids that, they're either in drama, or they're in,
Yeah.
quilting, or
Yeah,
whatever else
yeah.
that they have, or sports over.
yeah, and they've got, the earth keepers and all that. So, I mean, it's interesting because it used to be, we were the ones that had the programs. Now the school is, that's fine. But I think that that has a lot to do with our attendance, because you would have a program, sometimes we had 2 to 3 programs every week. And you're talking, like 12 to 20 kids probably in each one. So I'm not too concerned with that. The circulation going down as much as it is the DVDs. I think people are streaming. It used to be DVDs, which, oh my gosh, we're going in the other room and doing and stamping. People are streaming. And I think that's made a huge difference in our circulation.
You got me streaming as,
They get it directly
Like Netflix.
from the internet.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't need
Netflix.
to come in
Okay.
and.
I'm technically challenged.
Yeah. But anyway, if you look at the actual
We'll keep that in
numbers,
mind.
guys, the actual numbers were right, really, kind of where we should be. It's perfectly fine. Just on the graph, it looks a little dire. I'm not terribly upset.
I
You can
trust
see
you.
the e-books going up, 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 up. And I think what that means is that we are now at the point where this is all the chatter on the librarians listserv. No longer do libraries work on amassing huge physical collections. Instead, they work on ways to bring electronic resources to their patrons. And that's exactly at the point where we're right about there, where that's where we're really going to need to start tipping that direction. I'm going to wait till after the summer when we have lake people come in. We've got summer reading program. You know, I'm inundated with things right now. And then I'm going to speak with the technical people at the state library and really figure out, you know, we need the listserv here. I've already spoken to Nicole Hunter about that, setting up a listserv here so that we can do, you know, blanket emails to all of our patrons. And then the state is just full of tremendous ideas. This is how you can publicize what books you've got on overdrive, you know, available to download, this, that, and the other thing. So I'm going to work on that. That's going to be the thing I think we need to go to in the fall. Because as you can see, ebooks, up. And the thing is, we can grab even more people. A lot of people are just doing it online. They're paying for it. They don't need to. They can use us.
Yep.
So,
Very good.
all right. And then the Friends meeting results, you've got that there on page 15. They're pursuing fundraisers. I brought several ideas back to them from that administrative workshop I went to. They've got their book, bake, and plant sale on June 25th. You should stop by. It's like a really good, it's a good thing. It's actually, happily, the same day as the town-wide yard sale. And Nicole put the library down as one of the sites. It's fantastic. Cheryl went to bookbinding, which we really needed here. I am too spatially unaware to do anything. We have known this ever since, you know, I was hired, that I can't cover books and I can't do things. She loves it. She's great at it. She's got resources now that we're thinking we can buy more paperback books and protect them adequately. They're cheaper than hardcovers. So we're very excited about that. I'm really glad she went to that workshop. Summer reading program, oh my gosh, it's going to be great. We're going to have, you know, taekwondo for the kids, Jedi Training Academy, team building ropes course thing, yoga, just, you know, circus skills, whatever. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Now, the police emergency plan, when I attended that administration workshop, one of the things that they sent out was to have an active shooter. Boy, I'd like an active shooter, I'll tell you. I could go for that right now. But anyway.
You really want that on YouTube?
But anyway, it was an active shooter video. And so I had, you know, all the Wonder Ladies watch it. And it's disturbing. It's really disturbing. And so I went over and I talked to Reggie about an emergency plan. And he came over with David, Officer David. And we looked around because the way this is set up, we're sitting ducks, period end. You know, even with the, you know, we're sitting ducks. We are, even with the system. But he came up with some really good ideas. And in fact, there's going to be even more coming. But I wrote down these first ones. So we're going to deadbolt the staff room door so that if we were aware that someone was coming in, okay, we can get into that room and shut off access from the person who, say, is right there, and zip that way and get right out the back.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right?
I was
I
gonna
mean,
say, why not the kitchen, but you'd be stuck in there.
oh, we'd be stuck.
Yeah.
We'd be stuck. So this way we have access to the outside.
Right.
Okay, we could slow him down if that, whatever. Okay. Now, he said because you can see through here, not a good idea.
Mhm.
Curtains, something as simple as curtains. And you know Marisa, she's marvelous, I'm sure, or Diane, they all, we know a lot of people who sew, and we could just put curtains there.
Now, the
Which,
curtains are just gonna block off what people can see.
we
Right.
don't want him to know we're in there.
You're gonna be talking, you're gonna be,
Privacy curtains.
Well,
No, no,
we're
They're
hiding,
talking about once they lock that door,
yeah.
hopefully they're not,
They can't see where we are, yeah.
yeah.
They can't see where we are, right. Yeah, this right here, Bill. Did you have another idea?
I understand what you're trying to do. And like you said here, we're pretty much sitting ducks. There's just, in my mind, there's just so much you can do.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
There is nothing left to do. And,
Certainly.
you know, I mean, it's a reality thing.
But if you're trying to use that to get out, it'd be sort of nice if
So if you're
people
locking
can't see
that
you doing
door.
that.
Yeah, but if you're gonna
Locking that
lock
door.
that door there, right over here, you have that big window, that's completely open.
No, they're gonna lock the door right there.
To the staff room.
Into the staff room.
Oh, okay.
Dead
I-
bulb.
okay.
Where these windows
Okay,
are,
okay.
right through there, so.
Oh, okay,
if
And
those-
then he
yeah,
can't see where we are.
Okay,
That
now
way, if
I
those are
got
blocked
you.
off, or you can get those sort of shade things that come down.
Yeah,
If
we
it's
could
not
just do
curtains,
Venetian blinds or,
Venetian blinds, or those, sort of,
I got you.
those window
But I have
shade
another
type
thought
things
when
that
he's
are,
done.
either regular window shades, or those canvas ones that come down.
oh, yeah, let's
that,
just,
Or what you
Something that
say,
looks okay.
I'm
that
sure
looks
somebody would
kinda
do your
nice.
curtains, which would be prettier.
yeah, we'll see.
A couple of ideas on what you're concerned with on the emergency plan. Is there a thought of having a panic button?
There is a
got
panic
one.
You
button.
do have one,
Yeah.
okay.
With our
Yeah,
new
it's already
system.
two
And
of them
I'm
installed.
wearing one. Whoever is on duty is wearing one
Okay.
on a lanyard.
And
And
then
then
there's
there's
one under the counter out there.
Okay, so boom, you hit that and the
Boom, we
police.
hit
You hit that, you run into the room, lock it, and go out the back.
And go out the back. And then all the people who are left here is like, too bad I can't.
Well, you hit the panic
But
button, so.
that's the next
Okay,
thing.
no.
I talked to Sean, to the chief about this the other day. And they've got the operational plan for the school. And he and I are also gonna get together and he's gonna show me those parts of it. If you have an incident, where do you move the children to?
Right.
When you get them out, where, all of those kinds of things still need to be mapped out.
I was reading through some of the notes that we received, and some of this stuff regarding security and panic buttons and such is kind of private information you might not want on the video, and you might want to go into a closed session and seal those minutes just for future thought.
We've got more to discuss here. Do you want to go into non-public for that? Wait, you know what, we have to go
Want to discuss everything here first and go into
non-public
non-public?
later on, so let's discuss the
But
rest of it.
what I read said, when you're talking about security
Yeah, it makes
issues, that
sense.
that's appropriate,
And we already have, unfortunately, but.
Well, we didn't know.
No,
Why don't
We
we,
will have to go into non-public
why don't we
later on,
finish up
so-
here and then go into non-public and
Yeah,
discuss it
so,
there?
come back
maybe we
to it.
could skip over.
Yeah, that's what I'm
this,
saying. Yeah, because we gotta go into
the
non-public later.
Emergency plan
Okay.
and things of that.
All right, so, the HVAC. All right, Joyce is going to install the mini splits. It is not moving as rapidly as I would have liked. Thursday, we have to wait until this Thursday for the treasurer to sign the check for half of the money before they will even schedule us, even though I called and cried and explained and begged and pleaded. But we're hopeful that, it will happen as soon as possible. The other thing is,
As long as we get them in by Christmas, yeah.
the other thing is, my thought that I didn't want anything installed in the windows because once they were installed, I was really worried that, the clock would stop. But Sean has, the police department has 2 brand-new big ones, and which I had said to him, sort of voice, that hang on to them because I might need them. And so I did say to him, I go, look, until we get an idea of when these are gonna be scheduled, we might need those, because it's just gonna be too warm.
Not until that check has been signed.
Yeah,
and
once the
sent
check's
out.
been signed and sent,
Yeah.
that should be fine.
Then it's okay.
Yeah, okay. So there's that, so we're happy.
Can I-
Even then, I try to avoid it, but it depends on
Yeah.
how the weather goes.
Right.
While we're on the AC there, I know this has been a problem in the town so much with the powers that be. But I already talked to Kathy, and I'm not trying to go over anybody's heads behind your back. I feel that once this is in and running, everybody is happy. I feel we should send a letter to the Board of Selectmen
Yeah.
saying thank you, we appreciate it as a courtesy. And maybe even put it in the paper on the editorial section. Just so the town.
Better if we can get an article done.
I could do an article.
Yeah, especially if.
You know, but just to show a little,
Especially if they
because
work
But he
well
means
with
a letter
the
to the
job.
editor, just says thanks so much. Sorry, what?
I'm thinking as long as they work well.
yeah, well, let's make sure everything's running, they do what they're
Let's
gonna
make sure it's
do.
what you want, and then say thank you.
You know, I agree, but I think we should say something, because this
Absolutely.
town's been through a lot of turmoil in the last year.
Really? Hadn't noticed.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, they were supportive and they had a separate meeting to go ahead and get this going for us. So, yes.
So a
I
thank you
agree.
letter and an update,
Yes. And then-
when appropriate.
And then, I looked up these oil electric space heaters, and they sound pretty good. And I think yeah, there's like this, it's a self-contained thing, they're called,
It's a little oil-filled radiator.
Radiator. I have-
radiator.
They're very nice, but it doesn't
They're-
take.
They're
place of a
expensive to
furnace.
run.
Does not take the place of a furnace.
And they get hot, the surface.
No, but here's the thing, guys. When we have the mini splits going, this is a concern, it was a concern for the selectmen, we had discussed this, that when the furnace is not going on, because you've got your mini split
Yeah.
supplying you with heat, the office, and they were concerned about the bathrooms, I wasn't that concerned about the bathrooms, I was concerned about the office, may not be comfortable.
Okay, a little oil
That's
filled
what I was
would be
thinking.
okay for there.
Or something along those
We'll
lines.
see,
It's
we'll
just
see
that-
what we need.
Yeah,
Before you buy one, I have one.
yes.
And
Oh,
I do
we-
use, well, what I'm saying is, I use it when I'm working down my basement.
Yeah,
But when the time comes, when it gets cooler, before you spend the money, borrow mine.
yeah,
Try it for an amount of time
yeah.
and just see.
It'll do a room like that without any trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, the real
I've
good
got
ones are
one
like
in
$100.
our- In our basement guest room, which is,
Well, I was
rather
thinking about
refreshing
what
in the
you
winter.
were saying.
I'm getting those NV heaters for over in that new
Yeah,
unit that we're
that's what
renting
I
now,
was-
'cause we're moving into Samantha Stiles.
you are doing it?
Building too.
Wonderful.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
expanding.
So you're calling
And
them
there's no
what?
heating system there. She has a propane heater on the wall, but in the back part of that building, but she had space heaters up front.
Mm.
And it's not gonna heat the whole place, and I'm not gonna use the gas, so she's taking that out because she bought it anyway. So I'm getting these NV heaters, they're called NV heaters, ENVI dash, and they don't heat up on the surface.
Right.
They stay totally
Cool
cool.
to touch, yeah.
It pulls in the cool air from the floor and brings it through a
Right.
convection heating thing and coming out the top vent. And they run on an average of 3 cents per hour electric.
Yeah, it's cheaper than the oil filter.
Cheaper than the
Yeah,
oil
that's-
filter
'cause
thing. They cost $139 and
Yeah.
and they're very efficient.
Yeah, see, when you were telling me about that, that's why I went on and I thought, hey, why not things like that? And then we don't have to worry about,
I'm
you know,
getting 2 of them for home
baseboard or
in the
whatever.
downstairs foyer when I'm not running my wood stove, you know, in the late spring and early fall before I fire up for the winter. We heat the whole house with wood, and I'm just getting one from down the hallway
Yeah.
in the foyer, because
It's
there's
great.
no baseboard heating in that hallway down where my office and my son's room is.
Mm.
So I'm gonna get it for the hallway and use it downstairs.
So I think we've got some options, was my point,
But I'm
is
getting
that,
5
yeah,
of them for over there, so.
yeah, yeah. Okay, and then actually, some of the selectmen were thinking about installing a solar unit for the future, which, they would have time to think about that. Whatever.
For around here, I think solar's, in my opinion, a waste of time. We went that route, and I wouldn't do it
Oh, okay,
again.
well, that's something you might
That's-
wanna talk to them about that.
That's me personally.
Yeah,
How long ago?
2000, see, we came up in '06, around '08, for hot water. I mean, it does what it does. If we lived on the ocean, or we had a big, huge field, I'd have say I got the panels on the roof. These are things for hot water. I'd have them on the ground. If the ground level, you could clean it off with the snow,
Yeah.
but I'm not,
Mostly it's photovoltaic, because they've gone so cheap.
Right.
What's a cublet?
Thank you, I was gonna ask that.
Those are those
Those are the
things
things
that we're not gonna have.
that we're not gonna have again,
That's what
yeah.
they're making the
And we're getting
robots.
Goldie
Yeah.
Blocks this month, they're coming on
Okay,
Thursday.
then what's a Goldie block?
Okay, the Goldie Blocks are great, they were, way back, you know, the whole STEM thing, and that the girls weren't included and all that stuff, and this, she was a college student at the time, and she said, let's make Goldie Blocks, and she made them pink and whatever, and they came with a little book about a story about a little girl, you know, with the golden hair and whatever. And so this is just another one of those things that we can get from the state library,
Okay.
and then they just build a thing, it'll be fun. I just wanted to let you know it's coming in.
Okay.
We got our $500 from TDS. Boy, oh boy, was that great or what? That was fantastic. I sent them a thing. Thanks so much. We've got the Farm Museum added to the, our available passes because we had $50 left over, and it's only $75, and the Friends have agreed to pay the other $25. So when Shirley comes back from North Carolina, she'll write us a check to you, and then,
75?
yeah, it's like next to nothing.
The boat museum is only about 50.
Oh, well, most of them
Jerry
are
and
like
I- Jerry and I
200.
were looking at that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, really? Did he
Yeah.
want that? Well, maybe next year.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know when he's talking about.
Okay. The planning board wanted me to let you know that there's going to be a public hearing on the transportation section of the master plan on June 22nd. Just so that, you know, you guys are a board also, so just to be aware of that. I sent an invoice to Parks and Rec for their share of the projector, so we should also be getting that check for $150 basically.
Okay.
We had the party, I told you about that. You know what, if we do not meet in July, which normally the trustees do not, I'm going to need the payment for our entertainment on July 13. And the Friends are giving us so much money towards the program this year that I wondered if the trustees would like to pay for Marvelous Marvin. It's $375. I think in the
What's
past,
Marvelous Marvin.
that's our circus show. He does a show, and then he brings all this equipment, juggling,
He's
stilts.
done a show here before.
No, not this guy, we haven't used him before.
This is for the kids.
Yeah.
I recognize the name.
Did you attend it somewhere else? Yeah, because we haven't had him before.
Okay.
I think in the past, the trustees, usually we have like 3 entertainers. This year, we're doing just the one because I had the martial arts and the yoga and all the other
Mhm.
stuff. I didn't need it, you know. So I think that used to come from the trustees' account. So that's,
Did it?
yeah, I think that's where all those things came from. No?
No, it came from programming. I will double check.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. But
Well-
if you want to do that, because the thing is, you won't meet
Right.
probably in July, and I need to give him the
I
check.
will make a motion that, if necessary, i.e. if it's supposed to come out of trustees instead of programming, we'll take it out of programming. We could reimburse it from trustees after the fact, if that turns out to be the way.
Yeah.
Or I can make the motion, I'll make the motion,
Make them.
that we, if it is not appropriate to take it out of programming, that the trustees' account be, provide a check for $375 for Marvelous Marvin.
Okay, any second? Second.
That's Bill.
$375 from trustees account, if appropriate.
Yeah,
Uh,
if appropriate or if needed, however you want to
If
put it.
not available from programming. How's that sound?
Sounds good. All in favor? Say aye.
I,
Who seconded that?
Bill.
Bill Kendrick.
Okay.
Bill, just a second. You say it so he can find out. you're doing that.
So he doesn't have to.
Well, if
he
you
doesn't
looked
have to-
around instead of just
He's
standing
trying to
there like
scribble.
this.
He can't, he has to keep up with us.
I'm not very fast at this. This is the first time I've ever been the secretary.
His shorthand is lousy.
He's doing a fine job.
Yes, he
And I'm gonna say
is.
that because I don't.
That's
I don't-
right.
I don't have my hearing aids.
I don't either. You know what, guys, in the past, when they've had a trustee who was there for a long time, gave him a present. And so we didn't do anything for Richard. I mean, I gave him a party, but usually they gave him, I think they would give like engraved bookends or something. I didn't know if you folks wanted to do something for him.
I certainly think it would be lovely to do something for Richard. He's
Mhm. You put a lot of time in.
a lot of time, a lot
Unbelievable.
of years.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
No,
I would say, well, this is Kathy's forte. I'll let her,
come up with a more concrete proposal.
what does he like to do?
Well, he builds, doesn't he? Builds things. Buy him some tools. He's probably got all the tools he needs.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if he
how
wants
about
bookends.
talking to his wife?
Mm.
And if there's some type of projects he would like to do, but, the finances, get him a gift card to something for
That's a
that project.
possibility, or if she goes with a tool he'd like.
Yeah,
She'd be the best one to tell you what
Give a
he
gift
might
card to
appreciate.
Overshawn
Yeah.
or Home Depot or
Yeah, something like that. Or something that lasts. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's what you would want, so that he could look at it and say, oh, yes, the trustees gave me this,
well, and not to sound frugal, but how much do you want to spend? Because, I mean, tools are expensive.
50?
I'm
And
not
see,
sure what.
I tend to think that, I'm not saying you have to get engraved bookends, but I think something like that that's visual, that sort of reminds him of the time that he spent here.
Yeah,
One
as
of my
opposed-
favorites is
as
a
opposed
plaque
to a
that I
tool,
got for
You know,
an organization I was president
an actual
of
plaque.
for a year or so.
Plaque.
yeah.
We could look at the past minutes to
Oh,
see.
your stuff, you probably have lots of those, but not many of us
I was the
do.
membership director for many years for the Seacoast Ski Club, many years. And when I retired, they gave me a Leatherman, a really nice Leatherman, and they had my name engraved on it in the year.
It's
It
a
was a
Leatherman.
tool.
Right, but it
So-
was,
It's something that you'll carry with you all the time.
right.
It's a multi-purpose tool.
Do you suppose he's got one? But if it was engraved, he'd use that
Mine's
one.
engraved, and it's like it just.
It's like anything, you can get good ones, you can get cheap ones.
Right.
But
Yeah,
it just
how
does-
much do they cost now? I think they're more in the 70s, aren't they?
Yeah. Then to get it engraved would be probably another $20, $30.
So,
But a plaque's a good idea too. You can put it in his workshop.
Or an engraved beer stein.
But if you didn't
You'd go
go
for that.
with that, what's something along those same lines that
Something
engraved, that he could carry and actually use?
I like the Leatherman idea. I think that's a really good idea.
'Cause if you-
Just ask, can't think of his wife's name, damn it.
Surely,
Shirley, whether or not he has one.
yeah.
Well, if we could steal it from him and get it engraved, then
Cheaper.
Can you slip it out of his pocket and we'll just keep it for a week or two while we get it engraved?
We found.
We'll even polish it up for
Hey,
him.
just take it off the nightstand while he's asleep.
Oh,
I
wow.
like that
What a
idea better, because it's
devious
got
group.
a sense of humor to it.
Yeah, I do too.
this is within our budget.
We figured you'd appreciate
To
the fact
Richard,
we're
who
watching the
always
bottom
stayed
line.
within budget, yes, right?
We figured you'd appreciate us staying with the bottom line here.
We'll investigate, huh,
Yeah.
folks? And then, I mean, I guess we can check old minutes to find out what they used to pay for it. I have no idea, because I wasn't ever involved
I
in
don't
any of
think it
that.
has to go by old minutes.
Huh?
I don't think it has to go by old minutes.
Okay,
Get a couple of ideas.
All right,
And
and
an
then-
idea what they cost,
yeah,
and,
then we can discuss.
we
Okay.
can discuss.
For Richard
Um,
to be decided.
yeah, okay. So, Diane does not like public acknowledgement, but Diane's there. But she does all this garden stuff, she goes, she buys the plants in the pot, she does all the work here and whatever. And I just thought, maybe just a little note from the trustees saying, we just appreciate everything that you do?
You read up a note. No, wait a minute. And I'll have Penny copy it out.
Okay.
You know what her handwriting's like.
Okay. And then the
Did it make it?
trustees will sign it, maybe all of you could sign it or something.
yeah.
A letter of appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little acknowledgement that we really appreciate everything.
Because I have seen a lady out here at times, I didn't know who she
It's
was.
giant.
She's doing that with the church right now for birthdays and anniversaries.
Yes.
So many people say, oh, thank you. She and a gentleman who also
We can
collects
do it
pens
on,
and has.
we can do it
Very
on one of
good,
the nice
yeah.
little cards, little note cards that we
Yeah.
have with the library.
Mhm.
It just, she just does so much for us in the
Now, the
summer.
plants, does the town pay for that, or she's just doing this
No,
herself?
she does she puts them in the pots. These plants here are they're perennials, okay? And, this year the town got the mulch that's on there, but many's the time she's,
Done it out of her own
Yeah.
pocket.
And even if she doesn't do it out of her own pocket, she's spending.
She's
the
doing
time.
it.
Oh,
She's
time,
doing the
time
Oh
is
my
great.
gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's worth something.
yeah. So, all right, so, I'll write out the note, which will say, okay, write out Diane's note. And then Penny, I can give to Dell for that, okay. And then the other thing is just a CPR, they're still talking about getting that done, for us, but I think it's gonna get too busy over there, but it's looking like, when we first talked about it with the fire department over there in the town, it was, I was really getting the impression it was like a freebie. But at the last conversation that we've been having, somebody goes, well, I think it's like $35 each, whatever. So I just wanna let you know, but oh my gosh, I so want, see, I only need the research, but, I asked my Wonder Ladies, and, Lily and Lisa have not ever had any, so they would like need the
So is
full
this first aid and CPR?
Yeah.
Or just CPR?
CPR and the AED, just that.
Like
And I
the
mean,
ED.
the,
And defibrillator.
yeah,
Oh, we have one of those?
yeah,
Yeah.
we do,
I didn't
On
know
the
that.
wall.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
actually,
You really need to be trained on.
yeah,
those.
you do,
Yeah.
it's very frightening.
Mm.
With
They're quite
the,
simple to use.
with the razor and the whole bit, to shave the guys, yeah,
Well, for a hairy guy maybe, but.
yeah, but not just a
You
regular.
wouldn't
No,
All
not,
right.
they take too long.
No,
Okay.
So you're looking you are looking into training for CPR and.
Well, they're doing
defibrillation?
it, yeah, the fire department's going to do it for us.
Okay.
But the problem was way back, we started talking about it in like September or October. And they were going to have to close town hall, because the budget is so tight that none of those poor folks over there could do anything extra. And they were going to have to close town hall, and I guess it was a major problem with closing town hall for 2 hours. I don't exactly know all the ins and outs of what's going on.
And they couldn't do it like on a Saturday afternoon when town
They're
hall
still,
closed?
well, their budget's so tight that the girls can't, couldn't do like an extra thing. So, or whatever, okay, the point is that they're still discussing it, we're trying to find a time, and, I mean, you're talking a lot of town employees with a lot of different schedules, so I don't know that it will happen, before this summer, but they're still talking about it, but I just wanted to give you a heads up.
$35 isn't bad if it does cost that.
I
because
think that might be-
We pay 110
Yeah.
for all of our people, it's $110 to do it through the Red Cross, to do the first aid and CPR.
Yeah, I think the 35 might be the research, but I'm not sure.
Right.
That's just a figure that was thrown out at the latest meeting, so I just wanted to give you a heads up that was going to happen, and
Are you
if
required to be CPR certified as a?
there's no, I don't believe that there's an actual policy here, but we have
Good
been.
idea. But it would be a good idea.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have,
I'm just wondering what the time constraints were out there.
we have done it since I've been here.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I've gone through 2, but like I say, I'm expired now. I've gone through 2 trainings. So, yeah, I totally want everybody here to have it, right? Okay, that's it for me, gentlemen.
Old business. Do you have any old business? I don't have any old business.
It's our action items.
No, old business except for the stuff listed here, right?
Oh,
These
this
are our
stuff is
action items.
Under the old business,
That's-
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a general heading.
Nope.
How's Simply Safe going?
Well, we're gonna finish up tonight with, I didn't have the credit card thing to be able to activate it this morning when I was in, but all the things have been tested and synchronized with the base and synchronized with a dashboard that's online that we can key into.
Okay.
And so there were two things I called Kathy about today, or actually I had her call me when we talked. Was that when I was in the dashboard, after I did all the, hooking it up and getting it all synchronized, I had to go into the dashboard, and in order to activate the actual monitoring, in order for them to bill, I had to have the credit card information, put it in there, and so that it would activate that. Once that's activated, once we do that tonight, it'll go into a 3-day mode where it's a sort of a 3-day test mode or practice mode, what they call it, where people will be turning it on and off, when they need to get used to it for 3 days before it actually kicks into the active monitoring. After the 3rd day, they automatically start monitoring, which means if it gets set off by accident, they will call to make sure everything's okay before they dispatch. They don't just dispatch, they'll call and check in first. The other thing too is that we have the ability now, Simply Safe has added this additional feature. Remember, we didn't know for sure whether we could assign additional PIN numbers to different people that come in and out of here. We can do that now. So we have a master number, which is only for us to know for being able to change anything.
Right, you don't mention it in front of that thing.
Nope.
And then,
Write it down and pass it.
right, well, not everybody will have it, but then we'll assign numbers so that we know who has what number to like the people that come in and clean and the other people, so we know who's coming and going and we know what their numbers are. If anything changes, let's say the cleaning staff changes or somebody else is not coming in anymore, but somebody else is, then we can assign new numbers as we need to. We can go right into that dashboard online to change the PIN numbers at will. And I think there's enough space on there to start with like 5 different numbers besides the master number. So we can do that. And what else was it? Anything else I said Tuesday? I think that was it, right?
Yep, we're
Just
gonna
those
do it
two
tonight.
things.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that tonight before we leave.
Okay.
But I walked around and tripped all of the alarms in here for test mode to see how far you could get before those things went off. And it'll pick you up as soon as you step inside that door, this motion sensor. And also before you get past that second window.
We obviously did a good job.
We did a good job.
positioning.
Yeah.
We did a good job.
Pat ourselves
It's
on the
impressive.
back.
And everything else worked, and the panic buttons worked, and everything else, so we should be good to go. And that, how that panic key fob thing has that USB plug on the end of it. Remember we took the cap off? It had a USB
Yeah.
plug on it. That goes into the top of your base station. There's a plug on top of there, and you have to, Kathy, anytime you might have to go online, like if I'm not here to remember this, that key fob that you have, there's a cap on the end of it, you pull that off, and there's a USB port on the top of that base station.
Yeah,
phone.
yeah.
And anytime you're gonna make a change, like to PIN numbers or anything else online, before you can go online with it and do it, you have to
sync
plug
it,
that
yeah.
in, then plug it into your computer, make the changes, then plug it back in again and take it out, because
Oh,
then that
so you
makes
put it
sure-
in, take it out, put
you
it in the
to
computer.
let the base
So
station
to
know
know
that
that I'm
you're
gonna be
make
doing
some
that,
changes.
making changes,
Then you
okay.
go online to the dashboard, you make whatever changes you want.
Right.
You can even change, like, how long you want, how many seconds you want to allow somebody, or minutes
Excuse me.
to be able to enter or leave.
Oh, my
and all
gosh.
that. So, as all that stuff is in there, and I did it all
Okay.
this morning to set it up the right way. But
Wow.
it can be changed at any time that it doesn't work out the way we want it to. But you always have to remember, you have to sync that keychain panic button thing first, then
Yeah.
in your computer, and then back in the base thing. But I'll do it a few
Yeah.
times with you
And
anyway,
is it,
but
did
it's
you,
easy.
and
It's easy.
so you
And the
took
thing
that,
talks to you.
oh, okay. You took that yellow file and the instruction booklet?
I did, and
You-
I'll show you where I put it. I didn't want to just leave it out.
Okay,
So I'll show you where I put it.
Okay.
I kind of hid it.
yeah, okay.
So I didn't know where you wanted
know, I
it.
came in back and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, where's the
Yeah,
instruction
no,
booklet? Okay.
Yeah, I put it behind.
All right, yeah, so we'll put those kinds of things in there so that
Yeah.
everybody's aware, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so everything is good with that?
Yeah, it is.
What's
So-
Oscar Foss?
Joan had said that, remember when I said to you, I thought that the next thing we should discuss was a strategic plan?
That's another library, isn't it?
Yes, that's the
Yes.
Barnstead one, and I had given you just what we had as an example for the how, just because it showed you, the different kinds of things, how to, come up with your strengths and how to come up with your goals. And then.
Joan was supposed to be following up on it?
Joan was going to give us
Okay,
the,
so we'll put it off until next time.
yeah, if you want to, if you didn't want to talk about it, how to do a
She
strategic
was
plan. Okay. Okay. And then I just thought you folks might want to just kind of share what you did with the trustees conference, what you learned or what you thought was good about it.
Did Joan go?
She did,
Yeah.
and she,
she
did
and I drove
you
together.
pay? She had sent me an email and said,
I tried to get her to tell me what she was doing and what she needed, she never did. So finally I said, pay it and I'll pay you back.
no, okay, so what she did, I think, is she just went. So
So-
we either hope that they didn't catch it and we don't pay them, or you
Well,
send them
maybe
a.
they bill us.
I
I don't-
highly doubt that. I don't, but I have no idea, Bill,
Or if you
because
just showed up, that meant that she probably didn't have like a folder like the rest of us, and she just sat in on.
I don't know.
workshops.
She came, she gave me, she went to the safety one
Right.
and dropped off the materials that she got there which are good, if it syncs right along with the,
If you see
our
her,
police
just
emergency
tell her to
plan.
get to me if she needs money.
Well, she doesn't need a reimbursement.
Okay, fine.
So I don't know
That's
what you
fine.
wanna do, if you wanna send money down or,
No, not if she doesn't need it.
no, I mean to the trustees association.
If they need money, they'll tell us.
Okay,
Yes,
all
I
right.
agree.
Well, there you go. Hey, that's what you all should have done.
I'm not admitting to anything on YouTube over here.
I would like to say something, and I just want you people to bear me when we went to the conference. And it worked out, I think, for the betterment. I was a little disappointed, like, geez, maybe we should have all gone together. But in listening to the people who were talking, another group did that. And they really shouldn't have, because that could constitute a meeting, if you wanted to get technical. Rather than, in other words, 4 people, or you got 5 people on the board,
Right.
4 of us drove down together, say, make a day out of it. Technically, if someone wanted to push it, that is an illegal meeting because you didn't post it.
I suppose.
Whatever.
I mean, it sounds silly, but I mean,
But I don't know how to do
so actually, by us kind of individually going, worked out for the betterment.
Well, only if you were talking New Durham.
Business.
Right.
public
Yeah,
library
only-
business.
yeah.
No, I understand that, but still,
Yeah,
the
It was
implication,
continuing education, so.
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, the
I think
advice
you're
that
pretty
Bill was given
You know,
was
the-
don't give anybody an opportunity
So-
to,
Which, I get it, that there's some people out in the world that will work for every little thing to.
Oh, absolutely.
Take over and stuff like that, and so I get that part of it too. but-
And the other thing I found interesting is put it, one on the legal aspect, I can't think of the woman's name. Michelle?
Terry Knowles.
Yes. And if you have a legal question, no matter how silly it may sound, don't hesitate to call.
Oh, right.
And that I was truly impressed
They
with.
always emphasize that.
You know, don't hesitate to call. So to me, that's, yeah, take advantage of it. I was impressed.
Yeah.
And these are the things that stuck in my mind. And in taking minutes, sometimes less is more.
Got
You
that,
like that?
got that, Rich?
I'm taking as little as possible.
In
those
other words,
motions
you don't
down,
have
that's all
to
you
be, you
need.
don't have to be that, detailed.
It's really to give the public an overview of what we've discussed and not to go into a whole lot of detail. So I will
Right.
summarize the director's report. I'm not gonna get into everything.
You don't need to, because it's public record, all those things are gonna be
Right.
right there if anybody wants to.
And I'll certainly be interested in any, comments or criticisms or suggestions as I go forward doing the notes,
Sure.
Rich needs to do more. Rich
and I got a new plan here that worked when I was in the trade. When we got a problem, and we gotta blame somebody, we'll sit down, I'm gonna point at Kathy, Kathy will point at Lee,
Oh,
he'll
okay,
point at
that's
Bill,
good.
Bill will point at, and Richard will just stand around like this and say, he did it, or she did it.
So I went to starting on the right foot and the other money and technology, what's next. And most of what I got from it is in my notes, so I have to go back to that.
Yeah, I'd be interested in the technology, what's next, because that's
Yeah,
just what we were
yeah.
discussing.
It was really, they were all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I took a lot of notes too, and we were in that first one, were we in that first one together, right?
Yeah,
I think,
starting
right?
on the right foot.
Yeah. I thought that was a good workshop.
Beginner.
Yeah, yeah. And I think also, besides the workshops, for me at least, it was a good day to make connections with other trustees who've been in it longer, and sort of, you know, maybe sort of learning from just discussing things with them, or sitting around the table talking to them or something. And as a matter of fact, I met somebody from the Barnstead Library.
Yeah.
And we were talking about their teen program that they're doing. And it was.
That's in relation with the school,
Yeah, I think
that they
so,
got
yeah,
grants
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Um,
And they actually invited any of us to go over there and sort of check it out anytime we want to. So I might take
Yeah, you should go
a
over.
day and take a couple hours, go over and check it out, you know, after school, see what it's like. You know, maybe take Caleb over with me to kind of,
Yeah.
so he can give me some feedback from that age group. But because I think that for us here, there's not a lot going on for the kids in middle school. I mean, some of
No.
the high school kids, and they have licenses, some of them have jobs, you know, and stuff, but the middle school kids are sort of the
In the middle.
limbo area,
Right.
you know? Like, you have a lot of stuff for the younger kids, but the middle school kids tend to be the ones that are hanging around town and don't have a whole lot to do, you know? So I wonder whether it'd be worth going over there to see actually what this is all about, 'cause they, you know.
Yeah, basically, we see them, they come in and use the computers.
Right.
That's
right.
about it. At one point, one of the summers, we did include them in the summer reading program. And that was good. I mean, we had like maybe 8, you know, who took advantage.
Yeah.
Which aren't, you know, it's not big numbers. And at the time, you know, it was like, oh, it's too much effort for, because we've got so many, we've got like, you know, 65 on the other spectrum. Yeah, I don't know what brings them in. At one point, Max was going to do like a garage band thing and stuff with them. He had a trivia smackdown, and we got no responses. So it would be interesting to see. The thing is, if they do it through the school, and I'm not totally sure that they do. I know that some of their programs that they've got, some of their reading programs and whatever, they work closely with the school, and it's actually they bring the kids over, which I don't know quite how that works, because when I was discussing with Kira about sharing the first Lego League, she said, if we do the 2 teams, one team from the library, one team from the school, we have to meet at the school. We can't bring our kids to the library. So I'm not exactly sure how that worked, but I know that they had gotten a grant for some of that. But that might be the 5th and 6th graders.
Yeah.
They had a lot
Yeah.
of programs that they were doing. I did an article on this school that one time. So I'm not sure what exactly they are doing with the middle, because our middle school kids, most of them, I think, go straight home on the buses, because where else are they gonna go? I don't see many of them.
That's the thing. I think what's
Yeah.
happening is a lot of them, their parents are working,
Yeah,
and they go home and whatever.
Yeah.
Play video games
so
or
we
whatever.
could, yeah, well, we
Um,
could certainly do some
but I'm
programs
wondering, you know,
specifically.
With the elementary school kids being focused on more at the school now,
Yeah,
and our numbers going down for those kids.
Yeah, we
maybe
could-
that's gonna open up
Yeah.
something where we could do it with the middle school
Middle
kids
school.
who really
An
are
idea.
kind of the
yeah, it
lost
is.
group. They're kind of in
See
the
if
middle
what we
all
can
the
get
time,
for
Yeah.
them,
you
yeah.
know?
They're harder than anybody else to attract.
Well, yeah, but they
But
also
just
are the
takes
ones that are
imagination.
at the great amount of risk for having
Right.
too much
Right.
time on their hands alone
Oh, sure.
and
The
not
thing
feeling like
would
they
be,
belong,
the
you
thing
know.
would be the timing, because they get out, they would get here at around 10:03. And
Right.
if they don't have parents to pick them up until 5 or 6 or something like that,
Mhm.
you know, it could be a little bit longer, that, because most middle school kids, probably their parents work.
Mhm.
But let's think about the kinds of things that other libraries are offering.
Right.
They're you know, preteens and
And the
early
thing is
teens.
too, that, a lot of the kids might just stay here after whatever program we have.
Yeah, sure,
A lot of
they
the kids might
can
just stay
work on the
here
computer or,
and work on their homework or
Yeah.
something, but if some of them were here, they might actually find that working together as
Yeah.
groups and study groups and stuff like that, just by being here
Mhm.
longer.
Very good.
yep,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm
I think-
liking it, yeah,
And that's because, and that's part of why we became licensed for up through 13.
yeah,
Because of the
because,
seventh graders.
yes,
Because
they'd have
there's
a
no
place to
miracle that
go.
happens when sixth graders in after-school programs in June and through the summer, and then all of a sudden they go to middle school and there's nothing. What miracle happened in 2 months that
Right.
made that child capable of being on their own?
Yeah.
Or the parents relaxed enough to leave them on their own?
Right,
But there's nothing for them, so they
Nothing
don't
for
really have a
them.
choice.
Yeah.
well, let's look into
So I
that,
think
yeah,
So maybe I'll go over to Barnstead, see what they're doing. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that would fit here, but I think we could come up with some stuff.
some of these libraries, especially the
You
ones
know.
in the cities,
Mhm.
have major teen sections. They've got
Right.
librarians devoted simply to, you know,
Mhm.
young adults, teens.
Right.
So, if we could attract them some way,
I'm
probably
sure
with
we can- I'm
technology.
sure we can find a way, especially if this is coming at a time when we're leaning more towards technology-based
Yep.
stuff and maybe less masses of books on the
Right.
shelves. It might be a good time to
Right.
start venturing into that area and checking it out and see what we can come up with, you know?
Okay,
It's worth a try.
well, yeah,
I think.
definitely.
What's next, Debbie?
Okay,
New business?
where are we? New business now.
The
Could I-
plan, yeah, we'll talk
Could
about
I,
the rest of that, yeah.
Enter some new business that's not on the agenda?
Okay, so we're gonna wait for the emergency plan for when we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then, Joan
Did you
gave
just
me,
ask the question?
I thought I did.
Yeah.
sorry?
Try it again.
Could I add something to new business that's not on the agenda?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll be brief. The Alton Centennial Rotary is hosting a pig contest. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, Annie Davis is entering it. She
Okay.
was telling me all about it.
There's adult, student categories. Let's see, those are the prizes. So to enter without a sponsor, it's $25. To enter with a sponsor, it's $75. So I would like to propose that I personally will sponsor the New Durham Library, but you would have to find your artists group
Yeah.
to paint the pig.
Is this an actual living pig?
No.
No.
this is a-
Okay, I'm,
That's a legitimate question.
Yes, it is.
Because I was
That's a-
looking over here going.
That would be very expensive. But
Yeah,
it's
a hell of a lot
a
more
cut-out
fun.
plywood silhouette with a couple stakes.
Okay.
Everybody gets the same drawing board.
it makes sense, but I had to ask.
Oh, I see. So you folks supply us with this?
You will get the silhouette,
Yeah.
and then your artists in residence would have to paint that and design it, and they can do whatever they want with it. And it should somehow represent New Durham Library. And there are prizes, and it'll all be on display. It's all in there.
Okay.
But the contest will actually, the judging will be done, I think it's Alton Old Home Days. But the Rotary covers Alton, New Durham, and Barnstead, so
Right.
I've been pushing for more things for New Durham.
Sure. Oh, that's very nice of you. I'm excited about this. I've got a lot of people who will jump on this.
So in other words, you'll take and just cut the pigs out of plywood, or?
It's done.
It's already done.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
ahead of you, Bill.
The pig pickup is.
I'm just gonna sit here and keep my mouth shut.
I actually helped to decide. Miller Farm's gonna do one, and the library, if you want.
Yeah.
sponsor.
Don't you, gentlemen?
Yes.
I think it's
It's a
fantastic.
good community thing.
That's great.
And then you get to keep the pig and you can stick it out on the front of the
Sure.
library. You know, do whatever you want with it.
It's fantastic.
And-
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And hopefully businesses
Oh, okay, we
will
have to do this, okay.
participate.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's yours to keep.
On the entry form, so I've gotta send that in and
Yeah,
stuff.
and I'm the treasurer for the Rotary, so I'll make sure that
Okay.
$75 gets added in. Of my money.
All right, and so we retrieve it, okay, at the Pigs in the Park.
No, there's different age groups.
Yes,
Right,
there's
yeah.
for adults and for children.
Yeah, we'll have to,
It's a fundraiser. All the money goes towards Meals on Wheels, the last penny. The materials have been donated by Middleton Lumber.
do you have a
To cut 'em out
preference?
as Rotarians.
Do you have a preference as our sponsor, whether it's children or adults who do this?
You know, we were talking the adult coloring.
Mm.
There's a way there to get some, adult interest.
Oh, she's got adult painting and everything, so she's
Yeah,
got.
we've had drawing and oil
people,
painting and
then
yeah,
the card thing, trading cards.
yeah. Doing Zentangles this Friday, guys. You should come. Well, this is very, very nice of you. I'm really excited about it. We'll have to,
Yeah.
gee, we'll have to decide.
Imagine-
Do
I don't
you
know,
guys?
maybe I should paint a pig over at my place, and we'll have like dueling pigs.
Yeah, we could.
Well, we're asking businesses.
Yeah, in the town hall and
Again,
whatever, right?
It's a fundraiser for Meals on Wheels.
Daryl might do it. Do you
Why
as
not-
trustees have
Why
a,
not, Richard sponsor whichever you prefer,
the adults
and
and
the trustees sponsor
the
the other
kids?
group.
Sure.
I make the motion.
Right.
Bill seconded. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay.
Well, that's great. So we've got both.
Mm-hmm. Stop. We've got a lot of squabbling anyway.
Oh, you know what? Tell me right now which is which so that I know. You want,
That's up to him.
It doesn't matter to me.
I know it doesn't, but I need, just to,
Kids, by the trustees,
okay,
and the library, the adult,
okay.
for Rich Leonard.
All right.
And you would need a second entry form, I have them in the car.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's fun. Coming up in August too, we're gonna do a huge, oh gosh, you know what? If we're not going to meet on July, we're going to physically build a community. This is an idea from one of our former trustees, and she did it down at the resale, down at the Habitat for Humanity. And we're going to have like a board, and we're going to have supplies. And we've got to have a way for people to communicate, like on a whiteboard or something. And it's like we're gonna come in, you come in and you go, there's gonna be like a paper mache mountain and then a stream painted and some meadows, and you come in and you go, I'm Rich and I'm volunteering to be on the planning board and I think we need to map out some roads. And then you just take a paintbrush and you just paint some roads or whatever, right? And then Lee comes along and he goes, well, I think we really need a daycare center in our community. And so she's got like all these little square wooden things and you just kind of cobble together this little thing and then, there it is, daycare facility. And then you come along and you say, I'm big in development and we need condos, let's, get rid of this meadow over here. And you've got a farm and the kids have pipe cleaners and they make trees and horses and that kind of thing. And it just grows and grows and grows and it's
Over a period of how long?
a month. I'm gonna do it in August.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so just so that
What's
you
that
know that
called?
build a community is what we're calling it. I guess I haven't come up with anything fancier at this point, so.
Like a Sim City.
Yeah, kind of, exactly. And then the thing too is like you can come in and somebody else can come in and say, I don't believe that we need childcare and can demolish your house if they,
Oh, nice.
if they want to, I guess, it's
I don't
like.
care, as long as it's the fake one and not the real one, I don't care.
So yeah, okay, so that's actually, the next thing, do you wanna meet in July? Normally, the trustees don't, it's up to you guys, I don't care.
Could we do something socially, non-official, just a little cookout or barbecue?
That's a good idea. We used to have a Christmas party. We
Hamburger,
could-
hot dogs, beer,
Sure.
Coke, whatever.
Yeah.
At Rich's place?
He's
Is
got
that-
an awful lot of good ideas
I
tonight,
know
from
he
big to
does.
big to
We
barbecue.
can do it at my place if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. This Bill's place.
When? Do you wanna set a date now, or do you wanna think about it, Bill, and talk to Penny?
We'll talk to Penny.
Yeah, you better, otherwise we'll all show up with our beer and our hot dogs and just go, what the heck are you people doing?
That sounds like great fun, I can hardly wait. And then the staff can come, and, yeah.
There you go.
It's a really good idea. We used to do the Christmas party, it was a
Yeah,
lot of
A
fun.
non-business
Exactly.
social.
Yeah. Social at
Nice.
Bill's,
Okay.
okay. All right, and then, well, Joan had the safety stuff, I'm gonna just roll all of those things together into our overall emergency plan.
Mhm.
Reggie and
Okay.
Sean, yeah, well, so that we come up with like something that hits all scenarios. So, yeah.
What about the robotics teams?
Yeah. What about that?
Well,
Well,
that was your suggestion. You know what, is this,
we probably wanna go in closed session, because I don't know if we want to talk about every aspect.
it needs to go.
Right. Yeah.
And then we can finish up our,
And then we can come back,
the
right?
safety stuff
Yeah.
too.
Okay,
Yeah, you come back to adjourn.
all right, so I'm,
There's some legalese you have to put in the minutes,
Yes.
and Kathy will supply them to you.
Yeah.
Just swear that we said that before we went in, okay?
It's gonna be B, B or C.
Ooh, turn that thing off.
Yeah. Well, we should probably have
But
the
are we going
motion.
into,
So-
You make a
I'm
motion to
gonna make a
adjourn
motion
and
that we
go
go
into
into
special.
Non-public session.
non-public session,
I second.
under what?
I think it's B, it might be C.
Under RSA 91-A ... How's that sound?
I'm
Yeah,
right.
but it's not A. Well, but,
Shh,
oh.
it says it right here, A. That's what I read.
oh, yeah,
There you go.
but, yeah, it's A3, but then it's either, you're right, I'm sorry, Bill.
Two dots
It's
over each
either-
other, and it's
yeah,
within a period.
But it's, and then I'll send you the thing whether it's B or C. All right.
All in
So-
favor?
Meeting has
Say
been
aye.
adjourned at
Aye.
8:19.
No, you've gotta come back
And
after.
prior.
Oops. Oh,
Okay.
She broke it.
I did.